Let's first of all, let's get into the issue right away because people are itching to hear your opinion on this, and it broke over the last couple of days. Our favorite basketball player in town, Ben Simmons, and now let's get a little backdrop on this, Charles, because you witnessed the same thing we did.
There's no backdrop for this.
You,
This is total. This is total BS.
Well, let's start from the beginning because your heart was taken away from you when the Sixers fell to the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes.
And if we examine that series, there was a main reason for them falling to the Sixers to the Hawks, and it was number 25 did not come to play. In fact, did not take a shot in the fourth quarter of 4 straight playoff games,
which is impossible.
That's
impossible. But see, that's what bothers me. So, y'all give him $200 million. I think he got 160, 70 left on the deal. He makes $40 million a year. And he gets mad when people criticize him for not only will he not shoot, he's afraid of the ball. And he's mad and wants to leave. This is what you guys have created in today's play. You know, you players and these fans, you don't hold these guys accountable. Wait, so let me get this straight. We liked you enough to give you $200 million. The only thing we asked you is to be a good basketball player. And you're a good basketball player. But we want you to be we're not even asking, we just say shoot the ball. And he's mad and wants to leave town. Come on, Mike, this is total BS. And if I'm the Sixers, we had our annual Sixers dinner the other night. And I said this to those guys. And we talk about guys who coached and played in the NBA. We do it once a year. Anybody who played for the Sixers, we get together once a year for dinner. It's one of the greatest nights of my life. And I said, we had a couple of GMs there. I said, hey, I will call Ben Simmons. I said, hey, if you want to be traded, that's fine. We're not giving you away. We're not giving you away. We're not going to trade you to where you want to be traded. If somebody wants to give us the deal we want, we're not taking 25 cents on the dollar. I've heard all these fools talk about who got leverage. No, we got leverage because we have to pay you. And if we don't get the deal we want, you're going to be playing right here in Philadelphia. That's what I would do if I was the Sixers general manager, Elton Brand. I'd say, hey, you don't run the 76ers. We gave you $200 million. The only thing we asked you to do is shoot the damn basketball. And now you're mad because we telling you got to shoot the basketball. Now you want to go somewhere else. I'm not having that. Now, if you want to be traded, I got no problem. But I'm going to take the best deal, but it's going to be the best deal. If it's in Sacramento, it's fine. They don't even have a team in Seattle. If it's in Seattle, I'm not going to let your guys bully me and say, I got to be traded to this team here. I'm not going to have that. And if you show up and don't play, I'm going to suspend you, and you ain't going to get paid.
He also said, apparently, according to a report, that he would play in 29 other cities, and now the only city he won't play in is Philadelphia.
Well, I don't believe that. I know you know how that group works. Mm-hmm. They try to trade their players to where they want to.
Talk about the Rich Paul clutch.
Yes, they do it the way they want to. Anthony Davis, they had better deals for Boston, for Anthony Davis, and I think maybe even New York. And they're like, no, he's going to go to L.A. and play with LeBron, or he's not going to play. They just bullied the league. And at some point, a team of the league got to stand up and say, wait a minute. I paid your guy. You can't bully me to trade him and me taking some trash back. So I'm hoping somebody in the Sixers organization got some stones.
Well, if he doesn't show the camp, they won't pay him.
That's
and
exactly
we'll see
right.
how that works out. That's not going to do the Sixers any good.
It ain't going to do him no good with him on the team either.
Well, true. Let's play the here's the thing that he has perturbed him most. And I want to play this for you because I know you've heard it. This is Doc Rivers when they lost the final game, and he was asked the question whether Ben Simmons could be a point guard for the 76ers. Here's what the answer was.
Doc, do you think Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now. So I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer to that. That's what lit him up.
Wait. That's an unfair statement?
According to Ben, it was, because that's what he's now brought up.
You're kidding me, right?
No, this is the source of his aggravation.
I know that, but I'm saying,
well, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That was the softest criticism. Like, that's a fair criticism, too. And then what else bothers me, Doc got it. First of all, I blame Ben, number one. because he's already got one coach ran out of town because he wouldn't shoot the ball. So now he's on the clock. But then I blame Doc, too, because we have all these games of the Sixers all year because they're an elite team.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had $1 for every time I heard Doc say, wait, you want me to take Ben Simmons out the game?
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, we do. That's why we keep asking you, because we playing 5-on-4. At least if you got 5-on-5, they have to play all 5 guys. But Doc has said, and I criticize Doc, and Doc I consider him a friend, and he's a very good coach. But when he had been defending Ben Simmons. I got at least 3 times we had the Sixers after the game. He says, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. You guys want me to take Ben Simmons out the game. You guys don't want me to play. Like, Doc, if he's not going to shoot.
Yeah, he did it all year. He did it on this show. He said, you guys worry more about him not shooting than we do, which is totally like that. So,
hey, that's why it looked like we were right.
Yeah, well, they enabled the guy all year, and I get where you're coming from, that we turned him into this. But he was turned into that, Charles, in Australia when he's a 15-year-old kid, when they're making plans to do a documentary on him.
But that's why I told you this goes way back to the Sixers organization, because the thing that's really funny, and I said this on our show, so it's not, I'm just saying it not today. Mike, we've had this conversation 4 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like everybody's like, well, Ben Simmons not going to shoot the ball. I'm like, yo, man, I've been in Philadelphia every summer for the last 4. We've been having the same conversation for 4 years. Now, all of a sudden, it came to a head, and they look like idiots. Like, this dude ain't going to shoot. I mean, he going to hide in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing 5-on-4. And then all of a sudden, everybody now is like, well, what are we going to do? I said, well, we've been having it. If you've been doing the same thing for 4 years and it's not working, some more thing you got to say, okay, you know what? Let's do this.
Let me ask you this as a former player and a perspective of today's player, if you can tell me the difference. He's got the opinion that he's done nothing wrong, even after the game. It was fresh. The moment was fresh where he passed the ball off to Thibault under. Okay, we're going to play it. He passed the ball to Thibault under the basket because he was afraid of getting fouled from behind. Instead of going up and dunking it, getting the foul, whatever, he flipped it over in a scared type of way. So fresh after the game, he says really he did nothing wrong. Let's play it, Tyrone.
I mean, I feel like I found my guys tonight, which I do in the regular season regardless. You know, with the trade, I think.
He was terrible. Yeah. 5 for 23.
Yeah, he had a tough night. Offensively, I probably didn't do enough. There's a lot of things.
But do you feel like there's something that is different in the postseason with what makes you perceived to be the player that you are?
No, I'm not gonna let you say that. We lost. It sucks. I am who I am. It is what it is. You know, it's not easy to win, and it shows. You know, Nets got finished by Buck. It's not easy to win.
Well, listen, the hardest thing as not just as a basketball player, as a person, to look in the mirror and say, it's my fault I'm not successful. It's a really hard thing. Listen, Mike, I've been doing this thing for a long time. And I told you, when I went to Moses and when he said, Charles, why are you? I asked Moses, I said, can I come to your condo tonight? We lived in the same building right across the street here, as a matter of fact, over at 191. He lived in the penthouse, of course. I was way down in the gutter. I was. Great place to live, though, I'm not going to lie. So I go up there and I said, Moses, why am I not getting to play? And he said, hey, you fat and you lazy. And I said, what? He said, you fat and you're lazy. And it was the greatest conversation and the worst conversation mixed in because it was hard for me to hear that.
Uh-huh.
And he said, hey, you weigh 200, 300 pounds, basically. You can't play at 300 pounds in the NBA. And here's a guy who's one of the greatest ever, took me on his wing. He said, let's lose 10 pounds. I get to 290. I'm starting to play better. I get to 280, 270, 260, 250. And once I got to 250, I was starved and I was just kicking ass. There was nothing they could do with me. But if it weren't for me listening to Moses, I'm not sure there's a single person in the Sixers organization that Ben Simmons had from day one that gave him tough love. I give a perfect example, Billy Cunningham. Shout out to Billy Cunningham. Get well soon. One of my great mentors and a great coach. I remember when the owner of the Sixers went behind his back and traded Mark Iavaroni because he wanted me to play. And I remember Billy pulling me aside, telling me, I'm still not going to play, you fat ass. You're not going to play. You're out of shape and you're not going to play. because the owner of the Sixers traded. I remember, I never forget, we were playing the Chicago Bulls. We're getting ready for the game. The coach is late. And we're like, because Billy will leave his mama. That dude will leave anybody. He leaves anybody. He's left Doc and Moses. That's one thing I admire about him. He'll leave anybody. So Billy was late. Al Domenico was late. And then we're like, something's going on. We thought, we didn't know what was going on. We knew something was going on. And they got Mark Ivaroni off the bus, so he'd been traded. This on the way right before leaving for a game. And I remember when we get to Chicago Stadium, Billy did. He said, hey, I'm not playing your fat ass until you get in shape. You're not going to play. And Sam Williams, who hadn't played all season, starting.
Sam Williams, man.
Yeah, great dude. He started starting. But Billy said to me, you're not going to play fat for me. And you're not going to start fat for me. He played me. He said, but you're not going to start until you get in shape.
You think there's anybody, though, in the NBA today that talks to players like that? The whole thing's changed.
Well,
the whole thing's changed.
Well, it is. But trying to make a player better, I don't think it's the same.
So you're saying you shouldn't play him
no.
to get better.
I'm asking what me and you, and how many people Philadelphia got in it?
A lot.
2 million?
Yeah.
What, us 2 million people
and
6 organizations saying, we need you to shoot the basketball, brother. We're not asking you to come to our house and wash our cars. We're not asking you to come over and cook